Here are the top 5 reasons why candidates fail their Cambridge exams. Oh no, let's go. Nerves are definitely a thing, but in my experience, they affect candidates in ways that they're not expecting. If I asked you right now which part of the Cambridge exam you were most worried about or most nervous about, you would probably say speaking. But seriously, you do not need to be worried about the speaking exam. Sure, you will be nervous for the first minute or two, but if you have a good speaking examiner, then they will make you feel relaxed and at ease very quickly, because that is literally part of their job. And to be honest with you, I rarely see candidates fail the speaking part of the exam. I see lots of candidates leave their speaking exam saying, "Toby, I'm convinced I've failed," but no, usually they've done absolutely fine. So, what do I mean when I say that nerves are definitely a thing? Well, look at these B2 First exam results. They've passed every single section, but look at the use of English. Oof, wow. I know this student. I know how they perform, and trust me, this result was completely out of character for them. In fact, I've never seen them score so low ever, apart from this. Oh. And guess what? This is exactly what nerves look like in an exam result. The use of English section tries to tap in to your explicit knowledge of the English language. It's kind of like how in a history test, it might ask you for the date of when something happened or the place where something happened. And being really anxious can sometimes make it difficult for you to access that information from your brain, even though it's in your brain. We even have an expression for this. It's called to go blank. If your mind goes blank, it doesn't mean that you don't know. It means that you know, and you know, but you can't know what you know because it's lost in your mind because you're so bloody nervous. And that is a terrible thing. And students sometimes fail because of nerves. Sorry. Lack of preparation is not about your level of English. It's about how you have learned to use your English in order to pass a Cambridge exam. You could have amazing English, but if you don't organise your essay into paragraphs, you're going to have problems. If you don't use subheadings when you write your reports and proposals, you're going to have problems. And all of these tiny little problems together could be the difference between a fail and a pass. Let me show you an example. Look at these results here. These results scream to me poor exam preparation. While the candidate passed overall, it's pretty clear to me that if they had prepared more effectively for parts 1 and part 2 of the writing, then they would have done a lot better. And this is not about their English. I know their English is fine. I know that their English is good enough for the B2 First exam. However, their preparation for the exam wasn't. So please remember, just because your English is fan-dabby-dozy does not mean that you will pass the exam. You need to prepare for the exam. And that means taking the English that you have and using it to score the best marks possible in the best way possible with Smash English, obviously. Duh. Let's take a look at some B1 preliminary results. They are pretty good, apart from the reading, which was terrible. And why did this student do so badly on the reading? Well, I spoke to them, and they told me that they spent too much time on parts 1 and 2, and so for part 3, they just guessed. Brilliant. It's one strategy, I guess. To fail! When it comes to the B2 First and the C1 Advanced exams, I have noticed a common mistake. Students spend too much time on parts 1 to 4 of their reading and use of English paper, and then they don't have enough time to read to complete the reading exercises. And that's a really stupid mistake. Yeah, please don't do that. No, no. This is kind of a combination of the previous two, poor preparation and time management, but there's a few extra details here. Exam technique is all about ensuring, for example, that you have read all the questions correctly. This means that you are not going to talk about irrelevant information in your writing exam and then lose a bunch of marks in content. Exam technique involves actually planning what you write before you write it. Exam technique involves underlining in the text why you've chosen your answers in the reading parts of the exam, so then you can go back and check your answers later. And I know this stuff may seem obvious to you guys, but to many, it's not. Exam technique can be the difference between scoring 159 and 160 in a B2 first exam. So come on, tighten up the technique and you have a better chance of being okay. Okay? Okay. No, this is not the same as a lack of preparation. Please remember that exam preparation isn't language learning. And actually, putting too much emphasis on exam preparation could be harmful to learning a new language. Look at these results here for a C1 advanced exam. What do they tell me? They tell me that the candidate just wasn't ready for the exam. They tell me that the candidate should just stop doing use of English exercises, should put the textbooks down and instead just focus on learning English for a little bit. Remember, you're preparing for an exam in order to take an exam to demonstrate what level of English you have. That's kind of the point of the exam, to demonstrate that you have a level of English. You're not preparing for an exam to learn the English. No, come on, that's not how I learn English, and it's not how you should either, okay? Okay. And those were the 5 reasons why students, unfortunately, sometimes, maybe, could fail their Cambridge exams. If you liked the video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, leave a comment down below. My name is Toby, and this was Smash English.